So one of the things I want to take a look at is the drama, right? But apparently, the I am Alex or so drama is even worse. It got even worse. So I saw it popped up, right? There was a Google document, another Google document that popped up that someone else had a relationship with I'm Alex, and they also shared their experience with I'm Alex, like their experience of dating them specifically. And funny enough about it is that I watched their content, so I know who they are. They're called King Annie. That's their name. And granted, of course, when I was like, there's no way, like, one of my favorite YouTubers, Sensitive Society, has made a video on it just yet, anyways. And then I went to go look, and well, Lord and behold, it's right here, chat. It's right here. So, you guys know for a damn 100% fact that we are going to check it out and see what's going on. Still hiding in the shadow realm. I don't even know. He hasn't responded yet. So I'm just like, bro, man. I'm curious. I'm very curious of what he's going to be doing or so. Either he's going to accept the accountability, or he's gonna bullshit and say, no, these are all fake. These are all lies. They're not true or so. We were arguing about, I don't know, the last slice of pizza pie or something. Some bullshit. It's gonna be some dumb. It's gonna be some dumb shit. I can tell. I can automatically tell, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm curious. Let me see. I want to hear King Annie's experience.
Do you ever look at me and go, God, he's so pretty, he looks like me? What do you say then?
No, like Gremlin.
Oh, like a gremlin. Alright, thank you.
Well, she's so cute. She's very pretty. Wow, this guy literally loses a girl like this. God damn. Damn, that's pretty sad. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, but you'll probably have to speak up because the camera won't make. Cause
Alex is a gremlin.
Got anything else you want to say? Oh, nice. You're great to make content with.
Alex is a
What the fuck?
gremlin.
The last 48 hours with this whole I'm Alex situation has been extremely interesting to watch. I thought I was only going to make one video, but yesterday as I was
I thought there was gonna be
I
one
see that a
thing.
new Google document pops up and it says my experience with I'm Alex. We're
This is the exact same Google Doc that popped up on my timeline too as well.
gonna be taking a look at it. We're gonna get into the Google document, don't get me wrong, but I want to
It's a pretty short Google document. It's only like 2 pages or so.
address who this is just so you guys know a bit more context.
I know
Someone
who King
left a
Annie
comment
is.
responding to her saying, didn't the two of you collaborate on accusing Slasso? These tweets are from the Slasso situation. This YouTuber says, y'all think Slasso is going to come back? And she responded with, innocent people don't stay quiet for this long. So you know who this Google document is coming from. Just something to keep in mind when reading this document. And this tweet says, notice how she completely leaves out her involvement in the Slasso false allegations, even though she was one of the many large content creators to bandwagon against him. She never took accountability or apologized for helping to spread false allegations. And then they show these tweets from her. In regards to the Slasso situation, Michael's still guilty for what he did in the past. Okay, what? See, this is what makes your Google document seem not that legit, and it does hurt your credibility a bit, quite a lot actually. But with that said, now we can get into the Google document. Though we never confirmed it to the public because I personally like keeping my relationships private, I dated Alex from June 2017 till March 2018. It was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, and I was lucky to get out when I did. When we were dating, though he was from England and I lived in America, we were pretty much never apart for longer than a week. We stayed in Europe for a couple of months, then went to America for 6 months. He couldn't stay 6 months straight due to visa implications, so he stayed 3 months, flew back to England for a few days, then came back to America for another 3 months. After this 6 months was
Damn, holy shit. I just realized, like, is that like a thing that like people do or so from like far distance relationship that like stay with them for like 3 months? Isn't it usually like a couple weeks or so? Damn, 3 months? Holy fuck. God damn. That's a long ass time. 3 months? Holy cow.
was over and he couldn't come to America again for a while due to the visa. We spent some time away from each other, and during that time, with help from my friends, I came to the realization that I was in the worst and most toxic relationship I had ever been in, and I had to get out. I was fortunately to get out when I did, but reading all the new information that's come out, he's clearly gotten worse. During the relationship, he made me feel insane, like I wasn't myself anymore. It felt like he never listened to me. I always felt belittled and inferior. Whenever we would record videos together, he would constantly talk over me and never let me have my moment. Now, of course, everyone knows this, but I'll say it again. These are just allegations for now. In this document, she does link a video that we're gonna watch, obviously. Most of the time, when I had problems, he would always somehow made it about himself or talked about his own issues. He would get stressed over his YouTube channel constantly.
Depends on the person. 3 months visa got to be expensive. Oh, okay.
And complain about uploading.
Cause I can understand like a couple weeks being together, right? But 3 months being together? Holy shit, though. Like that's kind of insane, to be honest.
It was the hardest job on the planet, and no one had it harder than him. His classic line was, and I quote, "I can't catch a fucking break." And this is when it gets a bit crazy, and when you compare it to the first Google document that came out a few days ago, and you combine it with this, they complement each other quite well. I don't know, like, it sucks that her credibility is so shitty. You know, take this with a grain of salt. That's not to discredit any victim, but knowing her shady past, I think we gotta treat this very carefully. It doesn't have as much concrete proof or weight to it as the first one with Alice. And once again, for the people in the back, this is
that makes sense, because when I looked at the Google document or so, it was just a lot of words. There weren't really much evidence and stuff like that. So granted, I didn't read it, of course, but like, you know, because when I saw Sensitive Society was going to cover it on it, I was like, well, I'm gonna wait on Sensitive Society what he thinks about it and the coverage on it. So.
Not to discredit her or her feelings, I'm just saying, if we ever had a disagreement, he would always sometimes allude to the possibility of ending himself over minor conflicts as a threat. Alex is a 25-year-old man, and in 2017, 2018, he was like 18, 19 years old. He was like, "Oh my god, if you don't give me my chocolate milk, I'm going to kill myself in Minecraft." I don't know what it is about him, but I always just could tell. I have a talent for that kind of stuff.
Damn, dude. Actually, it wouldn't surprise. Well, it wouldn't surprise me because a lot of people specifically use that actual excuse. They actually do use that excuse. Like you use that excuse. I've seen a lot of people like in the past or so, especially like have this situation, and then a lot of them would use the suicide route or so to guilt trip their partner or so. Yeah, so from what we've seen too as well, and what we've like looked at or so specifically, especially like, you know, him trying to apologize or so and all this other stuff, making him feel like he's a piece of shit and blah 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 blah. It's just like, it actually wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
It was nearly impossible to give him any kind of criticism because it was like adding to the pile of minor issues that he had already blown far out of proportion in his head. And then she brings up the Slasso situation. She says, for example, the Slasso situation, thought it was never said in the original statements by Shay. He somehow came to the conclusion that it was the R word, and everyone else got the blame for saying his words. Somehow this situation went from being guilty of being a bad boyfriend to all of a sudden he's a, you know, rapist. This was the final nail in the coffin, and I cut all contact with him after that. Like, because Lazo was taking his time, you were like, innocent people normally don't stay quiet for this long. Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. Now, before we continue, I do want to mention that someone that Alex seemed like they were extremely close to, that is two people actually, Mimeliz, which already responded. We took a look at it on my last video. And now Will and Nee, someone who collabed with Mimeliz and Alex all the fucking time. As a Mimeliz watcher back in the day, when Mimeliz would have Will and Nee, I was like, it's funny. And when they would have all three of them, or it would just be like Will and Nee, Alex, Mimeliz, Alex, I would just shut that shit off. All of these allegations could be false, and Alex could have the greatest comeback of 2025. It still doesn't take away from the fact that he's a weirdo and he's always put out mid content, and the only reason why he got as big as he did is because everyone carried him. You got Will and Nee, you got Mimeliz shouting you out.
Damn, too cold. But I would never stay. If someone brings up suicide, I would say, I made my choice to leave this toxic relationship and you made your choice. Yeah, it's like the problem is like they're using the suicide thing as a guilt trip, you know? I've seen it multiple times. Like I've heard about it from like friend stories and stuff like that, right? Like they would tell me specifically from like VR chat, right? During the VR chat times, right? I've always had this like I've like people always tell me like their their problems at times, you know? It was a constant thing that just happens sometimes from time to time. For some apparent reason they always come to me to vent for shit for some odd apparent reason. And a lot of the times it's usually just people just guilt tripping, like they just guilt trip their partner to staying in that toxic relationship. And even though I always tell him like, get the fuck out of the relationship, what are you doing, you know? So stop being stupid, you know. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to fucking guilt trip, because that's one of my exes did, you know. That's what one of my exes did specifically. Like one of my exes did like was like right after like we broke up or so, you know. But like he wasn't like sending messages towards me. He was like posting on like his socials and stuff like that of like being, oh, why did they gotta take all my princesses away from me? I feel so alone. Basically try to make me feel like I was the bad person in the relationship, you know, even though I didn't do jack shit, to be honest. It's fucking wild, to be honest.
Having you on their videos 24/7. Of course you were gonna get subscribers. If he never got help from them, I don't think he would have cracked 20 subscribers. I'm gonna keep it real here. But Willany said, firstly, I really hope Alice is doing well and commend her massively for having the courage to get that out there. As Mia mentioned, Mia is Willany's girlfriend, wife, if I'm not mistaken. She also responded, and we're gonna take a look at that right now. As Mia mentioned, there were rumors of his behavior earlier this year. Myself and few others haven't been in contact with him since, or been his friends for even longer. The stuff that Alice published was far worse than anything I've heard being discussed. You know what? I don't feel bad for Alex at all. This is literally the same thing these people were doing to Slasso a few years ago. If this fucks his career up, I don't care.
I don't know about the Slazo situation, so this is something that's a little bit irrelevant towards me, because you know I don't know anything about the Slazo situation. So
this guy has been a snake for so long, and so many content creators have talked about him, exposing him, and people would always defend him and call anyone that ever criticized Alex a hater, someone who's jealous, they're salty, all of this. I do think everyone knew Alex was horrible, but he was always well protected by the community. This has been building up for years, and it's 1000% deserved. I don't feel any sympathy for him. I don't feel bad for him. I don't care what he's
no,
going
I
through.
I don't feel
I don't
anything
care if he's
towards him
sad
either,
or ripping his hair out.
So.
And this is what Mia had to say. People that knew Alex, people that worked with Alex, this is something I have been aware of since May of last year, and it's something that in my opinion is well known throughout the industry. I can't speak for people that aren't in their group or who I don't see regularly, but the openness at which this was discussed amongst people last year, I genuinely find it hard to believe that creators close to Alex had no idea this was going on. Whenever I think of Alex collabing with anyone, I think of Mimulus. I'm kind of curious, this has been known for, let's say, a year. When was the last time Mimulus worked with Alex? It was like 2 months ago. To give credit where credit is due, Mimulus has distanced himself from Alex. He put that story, we talked about it here. I genuinely find it hard to believe that creators close to Alex had no idea what was going on. Once again, that's not to attack Mimulus. I don't have a problem with him. When I found out Alex and I were signed to the same talent agency, I immediately made them aware of the accusations and put pressure on them to drop him, which they did. This was June 2023. From the documents in the drive, it looks like things escalated even further from what I was aware of. Emotional abuse, threats of violence, use of racial slurs. So it feels like that whole community is officially done with Alex, and I do.
Damn, dude, this man literally fucking destroyed his own career. That's just wild, to be honest. Like, honestly, that's just crazy, personally, you know. Like he just literally destroyed his own career for being so like I guess you could say, yeah, manipulative, very manipulative, because he was like manipulating his partner, so especially like using the guilt trip or so, making them feel sorry that, you know, and like to criticize, you know, can't criticize him, you know, or else he's gonna get butthurt and everything like that, you know. Man, dude, that's crazy, dude. He had a lot of subscribers and everything too as well. People can wear a good mask. I don't blame the close CCs that did not know, but they They must have heard some stuff. Yeah, it's like it's not like you know the person like they don't. I assume they're not there 24/7. So how can they know most of the things that happens behind the scenes? But like I said, it's the girlfriend has to come out and say, you know, the issues of like if there's actually shit happening behind the scenes, you know, when the cameras are offline.
Do you think even if he responds and it's a good one, it's gonna be hard to come back from this? It feels like every day there's
You can't.
something
You
new
honestly
regarding
can't
him.
come back
People
to
that
this.
know Alex personally talking about him. Brother is getting absolutely cooked out here. Going back to the Google document, during our relationship, I bought him and I matching Alex and Annie bracelets for Valentine's Day because I was like, oh, neat, a company with both our names. You can see him pressing the heart on the bracelet to his lips in his Back to Nothing video, which has now been taken down.
And I've been complaining so consistently.
Is this the video?
I think the worst part is that about 2 months ago, I for the first time in a year, I felt like I was truly happy. And that I had it all working out, and that I had it all sorted. And then I come back here and within the first week, everything has just been... It's like a train just running through me.
Okay, I can't be the only one who can't stand to hear him talk. Painful to listen to this guy talk. I don't know how anyone could ever date him. I've heard him talk maybe for a total amount of time of like 30 minutes in my entire life, but it makes me wish I could go dead. I'd rather hear the sound of forks scratching against a piece of metal for 5 hours straight than to ever listen to him Alex talk again. So here we have the bracelet, and here's the one that she alleges she gave him. This video was released as a response to me breaking up with him. He uploaded this video after I stopped talking to him as a way to try to guilt trip me into replying to him. He
Damn, dude, are you serious? Oh my god, dude.
did it to me what he's done in his relationship with Alex, where he will fly off the handle and get mad, then act all apologetic and sad, trying to get me to feel sorry for him. Lastly, the only time he ever laid a finger on me was when he grabbed me as I was trying to run away from conflict. We were trying to record a YouTube video together, and he was getting frustrated at having to restart and recording multiple times. He started shouting and beating his fist on the table, even going as far as to break his microphone. If this is real,
What the fuck? Whoa, if that's actually real, what the fuck, dude? Goddamn. Holy shit.
so he sounds extremely unhinged. It's not too far off from what Alice said in her original document, and with all the proof she had, it's not really that far-fetched. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny, right? What Asmongold says is like, Asmongold said he's a rat. He's a fucking rat. Because like, you know, cause like he is this like this weird like goody two shoe, like very goody two shoe like YouTuber, right? Specifically. Like I've seen a couple of his videos back then, right? He just felt very too nice, you know, like he just had that like that fake persona, like that fake aura automatically. Like it just kind of rubbed me off. So I was like kind of like watching a little bit more of his videos. And I'm like, huh. And then I stopped watching it like, wow, but this is like many years ago though. So
Like, imagine thinking you're going to record a fun, silly video with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and this guy's so fucking upset, he punches his desk, allegedly, and is breaking his microphone. Like, this guy has some serious fucking...
hell no, dude. I would never break my microphone. Hell no. Hell no. Hell fucking no. I was like, fuck no. What the fuck?
mental issues that he needs to take care of. This is not normal, okay? This is not how people behave.
Yeah,
this is not how YouTubers
definitely,
act.
definitely.
And don't get me wrong, I get being stressed about, you know, YouTube and wanting to get a good video and, you know, perfection and all of that. I completely understand that, but there's no reason to act.
I would never break any of my equipment whatsoever. I don't care how mad I get. I will never ever break any of my equipment. Shit, man, I worked so hard to get my equipment, and like, you know, that shit, you know, mama has taught me the value of your items or so when you buy them at a young age.
I was scared, so I got up to leave the room, which is when he grabbed my arm to physically stop me. I remember saying, and I quote, "You grabbed my arm," end quote, several times in shock, as if to say, who the fuck would ever grab someone like that? It saddens me that it's all come this far. Once again, my only issue with her statement, the fact that she was, you know, one of the main people, one of the bigger people at the time, leading the charge for the Salasso cancellation. As someone who was a big content creator and kind of knew him, not giving him the benefit of the doubt, just blindly believing people and what was being said at that time. Like,
yeah. That's one of the things too as well. Like, don't blindly just like, you know, look at things. You know, I always look at things like from every different perspective, point of view of like the situation itself. You know, and then always try to get at least both sides of the story before you do your final, you know, before you do your final judgment. You know, so.
I get it if you were a YouTuber at the time and you didn't know it because you don't know the guy personally, right? But people that were around him, and if you went through that, I truly am sorry. No one deserves to go through that. But it's kind of hard to trust a person with this reputation. In my opinion, just take this with a grain of salt for now. I'm sure Alex is working on a response right now. Even though I have my personal reasons for not liking Alex, I do think he's a slimy piece of shit. I do think he's a fucking snake. But despite all of that, I think he should be given the opportunity to respond, and let's see how it goes from here. Something that's always confused me about this whole situation, Alex, Lasso, and all of that crazy stuff that went down. Why would you not reach out to your friend? I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. Like, if there's allegations against a YouTuber that I'm friends with, right? Let's just name drop someone randomly, a Cheeto, right? There's crazy allegations that he beat up a grandma and pissed on her and took a shit on her and kicked her 25 times. And there's like 10 Google documents on him. I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to call him before I publicly do anything else. I think that's the right thing to do, right? If we're friends, you reach out to the individual, to the content creator.
I don't know. That's a pretty wild one though. But that's pretty funny though.
And you're like, yo, are these real? What is going on?
Yeah, that's
wouldn't
true.
just be like, okay, let's just drop him and let's all collectively go and attack him, guys. Because what if it's fake? And what if it's just someone that happens to look like him? You know what I mean? So it blows my mind that Slasso's friends never reached out to him first before going public and dropping him. And Alex 1,000% deserves whatever the fuck he's getting now. So with that said, what do you guys think of the situation? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video,
it's kind of a little bit crazy personally to hear this specific situation in and of itself, right? You know, he has to respond. He's probably trying to grab evidence or something like that, you know, trying to come up with something. Of course, you know, we still have to wait until he responds specifically on this situation. And granted, of course, you know, to be honest, I didn't even know King Annie actually dated I'm Alex, to be honest. That's just crazy in my personal opinion. I never knew that she dated him, so that's something new that I have never learned of. And I used to from time, well, not you know, from time to time I watch her content from time to time. But man, dude, I don't know. We just have to wait. That's it. Like, we honestly just have to wait. I'm Alex's response, but I just feel like there's really nothing for him to stand on or so, especially because like the ex-girlfriend or so like brought out tickets and evidence, you know, video recordings and audio recordings of I'm Alex just being a terrible person, you know, just generally just being an awful human being. So hey, Zhao. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's crazy. Wow. Wild.